In a video I recorded today, I talked about how much of a bunk story it is that you're more likely to have a gun used on you if you own a gun than you are to use it on an intruder. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, well, where are your numbers to back that up? I don't understand what you're talking about, blah, 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 blah. And they're going to want me to defend my position, and they're going to be too lazy to look it up themselves. So I thought I'd make this video kind of preemptively, before people even start freaking out, and talk to people about why I said that. Now, one thing that is a fact is that firearms do accidentally kill more people every year than they do kill intruders that are breaking into homes. About 630 people a year on average, based on 2010 numbers, are killed by a firearm accidentally. Now, remember, a lot of those accidents are anything but legally they're considered accidents. In that same time frame, about 170 justifiable homicides by homeowners against intruders committing a felony occurred every year. About 170. So that's about roughly, it's not quite 4 to 1, but there are 4 times more accidental deaths than there are people shooting intruders and killing them. But the big problem with that number is we don't keep guns in our home to kill intruders. We keep guns in our home to defend ourselves and our property and our families. We don't keep them there to just kill. And the vast majority of the times that they are used to defend homes and families, they don't kill anyone. In fact, the lowest number you can find that's verifiable for people using a gun in self-defense is a survey done a long time ago where they found out that people that had been victims of violent crime, 109,000 of them a year on average, report that they used a firearm at one point in time to defend themselves or their home. And about 75% of those 109,000 defenses were done in the home. So that leaves roughly 80,000 times a year that people used a firearm to defend their home. Now, granted, they didn't kill anyone, but the firearm served its purpose. Defended the home, defended their property, defended their lives potentially. So I guess the big problem that people have with that statistic is that people aren't killing someone every time they break into their home. I guess that's what they're wanting. I guess they're wanting gun owners to kill someone every time they break into their home. I don't want that. I don't think most gun owners want that. It just seems like the anti-gunners that love to bring up these statistics, that seems to be what they want. Now, the only way the anti-gunners could even get that number to where it seems significantly close to that 80,000 a year is if they add in those 19,000 suicides we have every year. Anti-gunners love suicides. They love it when people commit suicide for some reason because they love to use these numbers against gun rights. But the fact about suicide is that it's suicide. It's not an assault. It's not an accident. It's something people did intentionally. And if you take away the means to do it by gun, they find other ways to do it. Countries like Canada that have enacted very strong gun laws studied their suicide rates. And they found that even though their suicide by gun rates fell by about 50%, suicide rates in other categories by other means rose enough that they didn't have any measurable decline that's greater than the normal decline in suicides per year after they enacted the gun laws. So that whole suicide thing, it just doesn't hold water. And if what you're doing is just taking away someone's tool if you think they're going to commit suicide, then remind me never to ask you for help, because you're approaching that problem backwards. You deal with why the person wants to commit suicide. You don't just take away sharp objects and pointy things. You deal with why they want to do it. Now let's deal with that 630 people dying every year from accidents. So that's still a lot of people. A lot of people are going to think, well, that's just way too many people. And about 98 of those are children. So that's a really low number, but still 98 of those are children. That's a lot of people dying by handgun every year. Well, it's really not. When you think of the fact that about 60 million homes in this country, according to the last census, have firearms in it, and those are the ones that actually self-reported having firearms, it's probably a higher number than that. 60 million homes have firearms in them. And out of those 60 million homes, there's only 630 accidents, and not all those accidents actually occurred in the home. Some of them are outside the home on the property. But 630 out of 60 million. You're dealing with 0.0000105% of people having accidents with firearms of people that own them. That number is so insignificant. Once you're into that 0.000 etc. of a group of people doing something stupid, you're pretty much in Darwin territory there. That's something you're not going to be able to do much about. There's some people that are just too stupid to help. Some people are going to have accidents. Now, we can prevent a lot of those accidents, especially the children ones, if adults take reasonable measures to prevent them, but most of it's not going to happen because, think about how stupid the average person is, as George Carlin said, and then remember that half the people are stupider than that. So you're never going to be able to get rid of all accidents, just like you're never going to get rid of all car crashes or all people falling off ladders or all people falling down stairs, etc., or people just doing stupid things in general. It's just never going to happen. But when you try to use math, and bad math at that, to demonize something that's very crucial to this country, something that's very crucial to freedom, like the Second Amendment, you're really doing a disservice to yourself and everyone else. Because anyone that can really crunch numbers can see right through it. ain't even my real dad.